It was a regular afternoon along the Tamaga-Ikorodu Road, Lagos State, Nigeria. The police had set up their routine stop-and-search checkpoint. This kind of checkpoint is common in Nigeria, and for most people, it is nothing other than a small delay before they are allowed to continue their journey. However, unlike most regular days, the police were not prepared for the horrific discovery they were going to make that very day. The police began inquiring from the numerous drivers queuing up at the checkpoint. They asked for their papers and also proceeded to check their car trunk. This exercise continued from car to car until it got to the vehicle occupied by this man named Hafiz Olalere. The police asked Hafiz to show them his papers, which he did. The papers were up to date, but unfortunately for him, the police were not satisfied with what they have gotten from him. They proceeded to open his car doors to check inside. They found a laptop inside the car, but they didn't make anything of it. They took their search a step further by asking him to open the car trunk. When Hafiz popped the car trunk open, the police found two calabashes lying inside it. One of these calabashes was wrapped with chicken feathers, while the other one was wrapped with hairy animal skin. The policemen could tell that these were fetish or juju equipment. However, that was just the beginning, as they were about to witness the kind of horror they were never prepared for. After they shifted the two calabashes, they found a polythene bag behind them. One of them pulled the bag out of the trunk and then opened it to check the contents. Inside this polythene bag was a human thumb, fingers, hair, and a passport photograph of a boy in his 20s. It was at this point the police realized that the man standing in their midst was a ritualist. But what would scare them the most would be the identity of the boy whose body parts were found inside the polythene bag, as well as the circumstances leading to his presence inside the said bag. The police seized the laptop found inside the car and also confiscated the calabashes and polythene bag. Hafiz was handcuffed and then taken into custody for further interrogation and investigation. At the police station, Hafiz went into shocking and disturbing details on how the discovered parts came about. It turned out that Hafiz was a Yahoo boy. In Nigeria, the term Yahoo boys refers to internet fraudsters who use various online scams to trick people out of their money. These individuals often target vulnerable people, after which they proceed to play on their emotions or promise fake opportunities just to convince their victims to send money to them. Yahoo boys view scamming as an easy way to get rich quickly. Their aim is to bypass regular jobs or business ventures for the mere satisfaction of fast cash. However, despite the images some Yahoo boys like to flaunt, these frauds are not always that easy to pull off. Many of them encounter a series of frustrating setbacks, with victims growing more cautious and self-aware of the formats they use to pull off their fraud. This often leads to scams failing as often as they succeed. Now, the problem starts when Yahoo boys fail to make money from this venture after numerous attempts. This gets them highly frustrated, and this frustration is what makes them dangerous. This frustration usually drives some of them to seek an extra edge through spiritual means, which they believe will guarantee them success. They turn to rituals like locking their targets to make them stay committed to their venture, bathing with enchanted soap for luck, or carrying special charms to supposedly increase their chances of success. However, these rituals usually require something far darker than charms. Many demand the use of human parts, which are believed by some to enhance the effectiveness of the spell. Others require the Yahoo boy to live by strict, disturbing rules handed down to them by spiritualists. They might be told to avoid bathing for days, isolate themselves from others, or even abstain from certain foods and interactions. Failure to abide by these rules often results in terrible consequences. Hafiz had been carrying out his Yahoo venture for quite a while, but he had nothing to show for it. He couldn't successfully scam a reasonable amount of money that could change his life like he had wished for. Hafiz grew frustrated and then decided to share his struggles with his mother. He narrated to his mother how he was finding it very difficult to get money from his clients, and that even when it looks like they were very close to paying him the money, they would back out and stop responding to him. His mother told him not to worry, and that she would take him to a place where he would be given a solution to his problems. His mother then took him to meet a herbalist. While at the shrine, Hafiz explained everything to the herbalist, who then told him that he would need to sacrifice a life in order for him to become successful in the Yahoo business. At that point, Hafiz and his mother might have thought that it would be easier to use anybody who is not biologically related to them for the venture. But their dark surprise unfolded when the herbalist specified that the subject for the ritual must be his sibling. This was when it appeared more difficult than it originally sounded. The herbalist told them to bring the thumbs, fingers, hair, and a passport photograph of the subject to be used. Hafiz and his mother left the shrine, probably feeling confused about what to do. However, this changed when they got home. Hafiz's mother suggested that he should use his younger brother for the ritual, since he was just 21 years old. Hafiz agreed to this, and his mother gave poisoned food to the 21-year-old to eat. It was said that about 20 minutes after eating the food, his brother passed away. Hafiz then proceeded to take all the parts that were requested by the ritualist. After committing this heinous act, they wrapped him up and then took him to a mortuary where he was deposited. It was while on the way to deliver the requested parts to the herbalist that he was stopped at the checkpoint and subsequently arrested. Hafiz's mother was later arrested, and the two of them were arraigned in court. However, it is not known if the herbalist was also arrested, as at the time of making this video, the two suspects were yet to be convicted of their crime. This disturbing story shows that these fraudsters are not just a danger to outsiders, but also to their own immediate family members, as they could resort to doing the unthinkable when frustration sets in. It's just too cruel that a mother would think it wise to sacrifice a son she had raised for 21 years over something of this nature. If you've learned something from this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel for more true crime stories. Thank you for watching and stay safe.